Hey guys, today we're going to be learning how to build a timeline using the Night Lab timeline builder. It actually uses Google Sheets, and then you can import the data back into their website to build a really beautiful, engaging timeline. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to fill out that Google form and then import it into the website to build your timeline. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start by just doing a Google search for Night Lab timeline. Once you've done that, it's going to be the top result. It's that timeline.nightlab.com. So go ahead and click there, and it takes us to this website. So timeline, easy to make, beautiful timelines. We're going to go ahead and click make a timeline. It's going to take you down here. And like I said, it uses a Google spreadsheet to do this. They've already built a template for you. So you can go ahead and click get the spreadsheet template, and you're going to make a copy. And once that loads, we're going to have the template of their spreadsheet that you can use then to build a timeline. And it's really important that we don't modify any of the columns. So let's actually just start with like some basic information about a spreadsheet. So spreadsheets are divided into columns that are alphabetically numbered. So we have our alphabetically labeled A, column B, C, D, E, F, G, so on and so forth. And then we also have rows that are numbered. So we have number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I'm referring to a row, it goes left to right and it's numbered. If I'm referring to a column, it goes top to bottom and it has a letter. Now, when you're entering information into a spreadsheet, it works pretty differently than like a Microsoft Word or Google Docs, because I can type something, and if I close out of this tab, it's not saved. I have to click on a different cell. So each section within a spreadsheet is called a cell. So this is the A2 cell because I'm in column A, row 2. So when I type something into a cell, I have to click into a new cell or hit enter for that to be saved. If I click once back in the cell and I start typing, it will delete all of it. So if I want to edit something, I need to double click and then I can see my cursor in there. Alternatively, I can just click up in this function bar and edit things one letter at a time. But anytime you click on a new cell, it will overwrite what information is in there beforehand. So that's important to know as well. But let's focus more on this template on how to build a timeline. So they have year, month, day, and time for their first 4 columns. These are all optional, mostly optional, except for the year. So you need to have a year for your event, but month, day, and time are completely optional. If your event takes place in the common era, so a positive year, you just put a positive number. So this is 2011. This would be year 1000. This would be year 1. So you can do positive dates. You can also do before common era dates or BCE dates just with a negative number. So if I wanted to go 1000 BCE, I would just type in negative 1000. No commas, nothing else, just the negative 1000. If I wanted a million years in the past, I'd go negative 1,000,000, still no commas. So that's all you need to do negative dates. It's very simple. Now on this template, the first row, row number 2, is the title of your timeline. It's like if you were building a title slide for a Google Slides presentation. You have your title slide, and it's just going to have the bare minimum information. And then each new date of your timeline will be its own separate slide. And that's row 3, 4, 5, however many you need. So I'm going to erase the information that they already have and just kind of build a really basic example with you on how to build this. Again, we need to change the type back in that blue row to title because it is our title slide. So let's do one on the American Revolution. And when I do a title slide, I don't really like any extra body text. I could say by Matt Tanner. We can give an author or something. But I do want to add media. So on your title slide, there's no date at all, but I definitely want to add an image. And I'm going to look up an image of the American Revolution. I'm going to find something I like. Let's do this history.com one. I'm going to note that's from history.com. All I need to do is right click on this image, copy the image address, and then go back, paste that media into where it says media, and it'll paste the timeline. Now, you don't have to give credit, but if you want to, it's nice. This is just from history.com. There's my little media credit. and then I'll give a caption, American Revolution. This will just be a caption for the image. Again, completely optional. Don't do media thumbnails. They have to be tiny, tiny pictures. They don't add much to the presentation. And you can ignore group as well. If you want to add a background, you can do that in a couple of ways. You can add a picture as a background. That would be like setting the image as the entire background of the slide. Or you can just add in a color. And to do that, you can just search for hex code color picker. Google has a built-in one, and you move the bottom slider to get whatever color template you want. I'll go with green. And then you can change the tint of the green to find a green color that you like best. I'm going to go with this, select it, copy, and then paste it into where it says background. And that's all it takes to build this information. So let's look at a couple of things. I've already built this out. We're going to look at the signing of the Declaration of Independence and then the duration of the American Revolutionary War as a whole. And I've already built those over here. So I'm going to copy and paste this information in just to save us some time on this video. Control C is copy. Paste this in. One thing that's really, really important when you're using this tool is you cannot skip a row. If you skip a row, so if I would have just started in row 4 and skipped 3, it won't even build the event. It won't find any information to use. So you cannot skip rows as you're going through. You can have blank rows at the end, but you can never skip a row when you're building this. So I've just added the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Our year was 1776. Month needs to be entered as a number 1 through 12. 1 would be January, 2 would be February, 12 would be December. So since the Declaration of Independence was signed in July, our month is 7. It's the 7th month of the year. Day is a number 1 through 31. It was 4th, so July 4th, 1776. Again, July 4th, 1776. The headline for that is the signing of the Declaration of Independence. I've added some body text. On this date, the Declaration of Independence was signed. I've added a picture of the Declaration of Independence as that URL. And there's no background. I've done nothing else from there. I didn't do a caption. I didn't credit it because, again, those are all optional. And then I also added the American Revolutionary War. It was from April 19th, 4/19, 1775, ended September 3rd, 1783, the American Revolutionary War. I didn't do any body text for this one. I found a picture from Newsy LA, so I credited it as such. And I added a black background to this one just so you can see what this looks like. So let's take a look at the steps to actually publishing a timeline, because this doesn't look like a nice, beautiful timeline here. So let's look at the steps to actually publish this. I'm going to click File, Publish to the Web. So again, that was File, Publish to the Web. I don't want to publish the entire document, just this tab OD1. So we're going to click OD1. Again, I went from entire document. I selected OD1. We're going to hit Publish. Yes, I want to publish this, so I'm going to hit OK. Once that's done, it tells you to copy and paste this, but we don't want to. We actually want to hit the X here, and we need to copy and paste the URL up at the top of this document. So we're just going to right-click, copy that. I'm going to go back to that timeline maker now where I got that spreadsheet template from in the first place, and we're going to scroll down to step 3, where it says copy and paste the spreadsheet URL into the box to generate your timeline. So I'm just going to paste it in. And then I'm going to scroll down to step 4 to open the preview in a new window. Now here's our timeline. We have the title slide, the American Revolution. There's that image that I found. I made the color background of the slide green. So all the information is there. I can go to the next slide, and it's the American Revolutionary War from April 19th, 1775 until September 3rd, 1783. Here's the American Revolutionary War. I chose the crossing of the Delaware. It's like one of the most famous moments of that war. It kind of turned the tide for General Washington. And I made the background black because they crossed the Delaware River at night. Then we can go to the signing of the Declaration of Independence, July 4th, 1776. On this date, the Declaration of Independence was signed. So it's a really beautiful timeline, but it's more than that because now I can scroll through the bottom as well and kind of see when these events happened. Now, the Declaration of Independence was a single event, so it's just on this date, but the war took a long time, so you can scroll through and see how long the war actually lasted. I think it's interesting that the war started before the Declaration was actually signed. The war started before we even declared our independence officially. So this is how you can build a timeline. Once it's published, you can still edit your original timeline and it will update your website. And I'm going to show you how you can also use this timeline to build things very, very far in the past. I also teach science. So maybe instead of the Revolutionary War, I want to look at the history of Earth. So I actually want to build an Earth history timeline here. And I've built that again already on its own template. So we have Earth history timeline. I'm going to copy this information in, and then we'll take a look at it in a little bit more depth. Copy. Paste this in. Again, there's no date for that first column because it's our title slide. So it's just Earth history timeline. Here's the text for the title. Made sure the type is title. And then since these are all events in the past, I've used negative numbers. Now the Cambrian period started 540 million years ago and ended 500 million years ago. The tip here is to be very careful when you're putting your numbers in because you don't use commas. So you have to keep track of how many digits you are. If you make a mistake, you can always go back and fix it. I've got the name of each period in here. The text is major events of the period. And I've got a mix of images. So you can add an image for media. But you can also add YouTube videos, which I think is really cool. So here you can see I've done a YouTube video for the Devonian period. I've done a couple more YouTube videos for the Permian and Triassic videos. So you can actually import YouTube videos right into this. I've captioned a lot of my slides. I've put backgrounds. And since this is a living document that's already published, all I need to do to see my new timeline is refresh the timeline page. Once I refresh it, it's going to show up with my new timeline information. So here's the Earth's history timeline. We can see we have the Cambrian period, Ordovician. It's all lined up in order below. And then I can just scroll through. By the way, that media thumbnail, if you can find a thumbnail where that actually shows up, is down here. So that's a blank thumbnail right now, but if you can find one, that's where that thumbnail would show up. So we have the Cambrian period. We can scroll through to the Ordovician and look like at nice engaging images. When I find a YouTube video, here's just the play button. We can play it right within our presentation. And the easiest part about this, or one of the things I like, is when I'm ready to turn this in to a teacher or share it with a family member, whatever I want to do, all I need to do is copy the URL up here. So select all, copy, and then I can just share this link to turn it in. When someone looks at that information, they will see the link that you share with them. To get a better sense of these objects to scale, you can zoom in more. So you can zoom in on this timeline below and you can see the scale changing from, it was like 10 million years to start with. Now every line is 1 million years. I can zoom in a little bit more and it just separates that space out and you can get a better sense of how long these periods of time were compared to one another. So these periods are often 40, 50 million years long. When you look at the period that we're living in, it's only 1.6 or 1.8 million years. It's very, very short, the Quaternary period, compared to a lot of the other periods on Earth's timeline. So this is a just kind of brief rundown of how to use the Night Lab timeline builder. As always, if you have any questions, reach out to me or your teacher and they can help you walk through it. But hopefully this was a nice kind of introduction to the Night Lab timeline builder. Thanks, guys.